secondaries or fronts. Great testing for the World Famous Universal Studio Tour, folks. Now, even if you don't tour multiple times, you'll probably know that no two tours are ever exactly the same. Always different happening in Universal Live, which, by the way, you can very easily for tons of films and TV shows and cool topics from right now, by the way, to talk about. It's so cool. As we drive by those locations, I will point out where they are. I always suggest having players out there. Review or one night see here at Universal Studios.
Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys are doing great on a Wednesday. What's up, Jaden? What's up, Shadow? Yeah, Shadow. Traffic, bro. Luckily, they close at 7. So this is like the only thing I'm able to do, which is the studio tour. And pretty much this is it. After this, I will do Panda and other stuff. But thank you, Jaden. Once again, guys, if you guys are thinking of coming to the park, it is extremely hot. Make sure to drink a lot of water.
Never mind. What drink is that? The last time the shop was like always.
So, hola. For real? How you been?
My name is Ned Saxon. I am the new
So dark. Yeah, no more 3D glasses.
know what it is? Oh my God, it's blowing from.
They're no more 3D?
Why?
Oh, that's a great color.
What? Oh yeah, Kimberly, it's the flood now, isn't it? It's just a flood now?
That was been there.
Oh, I swear it's never been there. Not like the, not the flood that like...
The subway.
Yeah, that's never been there. That would get used for the 3D one. So look how it's placed in the 3D.
The pink one? Oh, that's her.
Yeah, let me see the pop.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Hello there, welcome, hi, welcome. So nice to meet you all. I'm Justin. I'm so excited to have you. I will be your tour guide today. Everybody say hi, Justin. Nice to meet you. Our driver's name, Aiden. Aiden is about to step on board. Everybody say hi, Aiden. So we're keeping the show on the road for bye, Rashawn. Have a great day. All right, folks, before we leave, we're about to embark on a tour of one of the biggest, busiest production studios on the planet, also the oldest. We're the oldest studio in Hollywood. Over 110 years we've been making movies here. And we're gonna cover over 400 acres of property on our tour today. So the tour might last about 45 minutes or so. If you have any small children in your party whose feet don't touch the floor of the tram, sort of dangle off the edge, just make sure there's at least one seat in, away from the outer gates. If you have any loose items, any bags, anything that could fall off the side of the tram, just make sure that's stored away from the outer gates as well. So folks, you picked a great day to take the studio tour. This is a work day on the lot. So you guys have the day off, and I'm jealous. But everybody out there on the lot, they're working. They're making your favorite TV shows, they're making movies, music videos, commercials, all that good stuff. Now, one of the TV shows that's been filming on our lot down there, season 2 of the Peacock comedy series, The Paper. It's from the producers of The Office.
We sell products made out of paper, toilet tissue, and local newspapers. That is in order of quality.
My name is Ned Sampson. I am your new editor-in-chief.
Have you read this paper?
Uh-huh. It sucks. But we are going to make it better. I hope it's not too disruptive to have me shake everything up.
Don't be so self-deprecating.
God, not again.
Yes. All right, so folks, we're about to take you behind the scenes. Just waiting for the thumbs up. And we got it. So I want you to look over there to your left and wave goodbye to all those beautiful faces. Bye, everyone. We are leaving the theme park behind and down in the heart of our studio. And I have one more person I want to introduce you to, our co-host here on the tour. He's the star of The Tonight Show on NBC, an SNL alumni, Mr. James T. Fallon.
Oh, hey there! You made it! Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide.
Justin.
And the greatest driver.
Aiden.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Aiden
owes me $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
Well, thank you, Jimmy. All right, so safety is very important here on the studio tour. First, if you need any guest assistance, you have medical emergency, drop something of value off the side of the tram, if there's any kind of audio-visual problem, reach up and pull the red emergency cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram. I'll be back to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please remain seated, keeping your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Studio is private property. If you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the red cord and remain seated. There's no smoking or vaping allowed on the tour, and be prepared. Now, today's tour will feature loud noises, fire effects, sudden tram movements, so hold on to your belongings and hold on tight, and water effects. You might get wet. And finally, for your safety and those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while on board. So folks, check this out over here to your left. Our newest attraction up close. That is Fast and the Furious Hollywood Drift. It will be opening this summer, and when I say fast, I mean it. This ride will top out at 72 miles per hour, making it the fastest roller coaster of any Universal theme park. Can't wait to ride it. So over here to your right, you're seeing a little bit of our history, our timeline. These movie posters, they represent just a few of more than 8,000 films that we have produced throughout our history. A very long history. We opened our gates March 15th, 1915. That's when our founder, Carl Laemmle, opened the gates to Universal Studios Hollywood. So folks, Universal Studios is part of NBC Universal. It's one of the world's leading entertainment companies, and that includes Universal Pictures, Focus Features, Peacock, NBC Television. Well, folks, this year marks the 100th anniversary of NBC. From trailblazing radio and television to launching The Today Show, The Voice, SNL, The Office, and The Tonight Show, and every other beloved show in between, NBC has been home to news, sports, and entertainment for an entire century. And this year, we will be celebrating the network all year long. So folks, one of my favorite Universal films did not make the cut. It's not here on the timeline, and it bothers me. I think it deserves a spot. It's a classic film of ours called The Bellhop. We're going to take a look at a scene from this classic film noir.
I have the room ready for you and Mrs. Barrington. Thank you, Warren.
Did you hear that? Mrs. Barrington.
Not quite, darling, but still. Very nice. Hello. Yes?
Have a bottle of champagne sent to the room at once. And make sure that we are not disturbed for any reason.
What in the name of Jimmy Fallon? All right, now you got me. That was not a classic movie, but I said it was a classic movie to prove a point. There's a lot of things you see here in Hollywood are not what they seem. They've been based around illusions. You guys are going to be seeing lots of examples of that here today on our tour. Check this out. This is no illusion. This is our studio. We're here. It's the front lot of our studio. So check this out. The front lot is where we have most of our sound stages. And you are seeing some sound stages over here to your left. Some of the elephant doors are open so you can see inside. Get a little sneak peek inside. It's kind of empty though right now, but this is of course where they have the interior scenes that are shot for some of your favorite TV shows, movies. Altogether we have 36 sound stages here on the Universal lot. That's a lot of sound stages. Most of them are concentrated here on the front lots. We do have some newer sound stages on our back lot though. So typically when we're driving here on the front lot, we're looking out for what we call wigwag lights. Those are the flashing red lights you see just outside the doors of these sound stages. Now, if any of those lights are flashing, lit up, well, it indicates to us that they're filming inside. And unfortunately, they do not want to hear my voice while they're filming on their set. So if I suddenly stop talking and you see this graphic pop up on your screen, it just means we've been flagged by production. So folks, I was talking about the show on the load line, The Paper. They're currently shooting their second season here on the Universal lot. Here are two of its stars, Chelsea Fry and Oscar Nunez.
Hi, Studio Tour.
We're here on the lot where we filmed the paper, which follows our characters' day-to-day lives as employees of a struggling newspaper, the Toledo Truth Teller.
That's right. Unlike many other TV shows, the paper uses multiple cameras and a variety of shot types and movements to give our show a true documentary feel.
Because the camera is always around whenever we're on the set, it's important that we stay in character.
Yeah, Oscar, what's your favorite part of working on the lot?
I wasn't expecting you to ask me that question. You know what? I love being around talented, wonderful, hilarious people. And I also get to work with Chelsea Fry. How about you, Chelsea? What's your favorite?
Oh, I love waving to the trains.
Oh. Okay. You can probably stop waving now.
No, it's fun. Just try it.
Yeah?
Yeah, just try it. It's great.
It is great. We love the waves here on the studio tour. If you see anybody walking around the lot, you give them a wave. They love it. Yes. So, you know, our television history here at Universal Studios actually dates back over 85 years ago, all the way back to April 30th, 1939. That's where at the New York City World's Fair, we had our first live televised transmission. Since then, Universal Television has given you some of our favorite TV shows throughout the years. A lot of classics, leading us all the way up to today with TV shows currently shoot on the lot.
Happy
Like the
Wednesday.
Emmy and Golden Globe award-winning Hacks.
South Carolina.
Einbinder, both Emmy winners, and filming their final season on the lot. The paper, they shoot on stages 18 and 19 over here to your right. The stages 18 and 19 is where director Christopher Nolan shot scenes from his Oscar-winning film Oppenheimer. So Oppenheimer was our 11th film to win Best Picture of the Year at the Academy Awards. Jessie Buckley, she won Best Actress this past Sunday for the film Hamnet, which was a film from Focus Features, which is part of Universal. Oh my goodness, our first celebrity sighting, it's Ted! Hey Ted! Cheers. He's taking a break. Don't worry, I'm gonna plug your show. All right, season 2 of Ted, currently streaming on Peacock. So just beyond Ted over here to your left, these are our production bungalows. And that's where some of Hollywood's top writers, producers, and directors work. Among them, Mark Platt Productions, they brought you Wicked Part 1, Wicked for Good, to your big screens and to your small screens as well. Wicked for Good will be streaming on Peacock this month. Also, Illumination, that's the animation production company behind those Despicable Me movies, Secret Life of Pets, and the upcoming The Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Hi, Studio Tour. I'm Charlie Day.
I'm Chris Pratt. Here's a look at our new film, The Super Mario Galaxy movie, only in theaters April 1st.
Finish this, little.
Rated PG, only in theaters April 1st.
All right, folks, we are about to take you onto the backlot right now, and I promise you, there is so much more to see here on the backlot. And that's because the backlot is where they film everything outside. So we're about to drive through our Metropolitan sets where they film everything outside on a large scale. These Metropolitan sets are among the most filmed sets on the planet. So folks, these aren't buildings that you're about to see here on the backlot. They're what we call facades, the front and sides of buildings. And that's because that is all the camera really needs to see. You let your imagination fill in the rest. But some of these sets are also practical. And that means they can film both interior and exterior shots. And what may appear to be brick and stone, that's a Hollywood illusion. It's merely foam, rubber, fiberglass, plywood. So folks, this first area that you guys are going to see here on our Metropolitan sets is called Brownstone Streets. And just to give you an idea of how these sets are used in the movies, I want to show you the scene from Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey. And this scene with Jim looking in the mirror, that was shot on one of our sound stages on the front lot. But then through the magic of editing, you cut to Brownstone Street over there. Right, he's running down one of those stoops. And you're in Buffalo, New York. But not really, you're really on the Universal backlot, Los Angeles. Indeed. So, you know, this next area of our Metropolitan sets called Courthouse Square. and it served as Hill Valley, California, in the Back to the Future movies with Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd.
It was actually the back lot at the courthouse square that inspired the entire climax to Back to the Future.
I had scenes up in the clock tower on that ledge. It was a ledge about that wide. And I was standing inside looking at the ledge, and I already had vertigo. I just thought there's no way in the world, no way I'm going to stand on that. I was up there for quite a while. Of course, I had a cable.
Yes, yes. Yeah, you know, scenes from that film, those clock tower scenes, were also shot on stage 12 on our front lot. They housed some of the courthouse, the clock tower, on our stage 12 sets. So folks, I'm gonna prove to you right now that the world is right around the corner here in the back lot. We're gonna take you from Hill Valley, California to New York, the Big Apple. Look, we're gonna do it in a matter of seconds. In fact, we're already here. Welcome to New York, everybody. That's right, we're turning on to New York Street, one of the most filmed streets on the planet. And you know, speaking of New York, our co-host, Jimmy Fallon, he shoots The Tonight Show in New York City, but it's also the city where he got his start.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York! I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there by an old woman, tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. I'm walking here! I'm walking here! Yeah, it's cool guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
That's right, yeah, Jimmy's right. This could be any city you want it to be. Our Metropolitan sets have doubled for so many different major cities. New York City and The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. There's also 1960s London and Austin Powers, Spy Who Shagged Me with Mike Myers. Even was Chicago in The Blues Brothers with John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd.
When the Pinto fell and you saw it land and make this big hole in the street, that was on the back lot. We dropped it from a crane. You dig like that in Chicago, not a good idea.
When people ask me of all of the movies I've ever done, what was the most satisfying and the most fun, I've got to say Blues Brothers. We got to sing, we got to dance, got to drive, and trained with the best stunt people in the world, and got to be an actor and a writer. So it was a good piece of work.
Danny called John America's Guest because just you walk into anybody's house.
During the shooting of the movie, John was missing. We couldn't find him.
Danny went off looking for him. We saw a light on in this one house, knocked on the door.
I said, sir, we're doing a movie down here. We're looking for one of our actors. Oh, John, yeah, he's on my couch. He came in, he had a snack a couple hours ago. He's sleeping. He was America's Guest. I mean, literally that happened.
It's America's Guest, yes. So, you know, 1930s New York City, that was the setting for one of the great scenes from the movie King Kong. And here's the director of King Kong, Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. So I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up in adventure. And to me, Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island. And it's great to have you along for the ride. We're about to return to Skull Island.
Oh yes, those amazing special effects that you saw in King Kong, they were created by Peter Jackson and his team at Weta FX. So the team at Weta, they have won 8 Academy Awards for their special effects on various films. They just won an Oscar this past Sunday for their work on Avatar, Fire and Ash. We're gonna take a look at some of those dazzling visual effects from Universal Films. All right, folks. Adventure awaits. Hang on to all of your belongings. Remain seated at all times. No flash photography. Hold on tight. Welcome to Skull Island.
An island hidden in fog. Nobody's lived here for hundreds of years. A wall 100 foot high.
What's up, Mrs. Pitt? Happy Wednesday.
Yes, let's hear it for King Kong 360! All right, yes, so that epic battle that you just experienced, once again, was designed by Peter Jackson and the team at Weta FX. The computer-generated imagery and digital effects, they have been an important part of movie making for many years and have helped build the world to some of your favorite Universal movies, from sci-fi to fantasy to action and more. All right, so folks, we head out onto our back lots. We're going to take you through more of our Metropolitan sets, but I should point out that it's the job of the production designer and art director to transform, reimagine, and dress these sets so that you, the public, don't recognize it from one production to the next. But by dressing up the windows, the facades, changing the street signs, lining the streets with period-specific picture cars, street lights. Our Metropolitan sets, they could be pretty much any city or time period you want them to be. Well, you know a thing or two about production design. We won our very first Oscar in production design way back in 1930 for a film called The King of Jazz. So folks, we're heading into London Square right now, proving that the world is right around the corner here on the back lot. Now, London Square, characterized by these beige-colored facades, the white trim, doubled as London. Movies like Hobbs and Shaw, Dwayne Johnson, one of the Fast and Furious films. But again, it's very versatile. It also was San Francisco in the Ted Danson comedy series Man on the Inside, which films here on the lot from producer Mike Shore. So folks, King Kong, one of the many monsters that's been associated with our studio throughout our history. If you know anything about the early history of Universal, we found our biggest success early on with monster movies. Classic films like Frankenstein, Dracula. Well, to honor the legacy of some of those films, the studio commissioned a mural here on the backlot, created by world-renowned street artist Tristan Eaton.
An instrumental part of the process of designing these murals was getting to go to the Universal Archive. Going there, I got to see in person props from the movies, photos from behind the scenes, original illustrations from those movie posters, all this stuff. I had an early affection for movie monsters. I was always fascinated by the magic behind making movies. But I fell in love with zombie movies and monster movies as a young kid. My world that I come from is skateboarding and graffiti and comic books. You always have to pay homage to where that art form started. And for me, it started with painting stuff in the street illegally. You know, tagging billboards and dumpsters. You know, without that, I never would be here using spray paint like this.
You're seeing our underwater tank over there to your right. Those guys are standing. We do have an underwater tank, and we have a man-made lake over here to your left. So that is Park Lake over there to your left. And Park Lake has such a long history here on the backlot. At one point, it was the Black Lagoon in Creature from the Black Lagoon, one of our classic monster movies, filmed there back in 1954. It's also where Paul Robeson sang Old Man River, classic musical showboat back in 1935. And just beyond Park Lake, some of our newer sound stages, including stages 30 and 31, where they shoot The Voice, which is currently in its 29th season. Right now, Kelly Clarkson, Adam Levine, John Legend, all back as coaches for the new season. The country music legend Reba McEntire, she was a coach on the last season of The Voice. Well, Reba also shoots her NBC sitcom Happy's Place here on the Universal lot.
Hey there, I'm Reba McEntire, and welcome to Happy's Place. We shoot our heartfelt comedy right here on the Universal lot. Now, unlike most TV shows, we are a multi-camera sitcom, meaning several cameras capture every scene from a different angle, all at the same time. Each episode takes about a week to make, from the first read-through of the script to rehearsals to taping in front of a live studio audience. And let me tell you, every step is a blast. Enjoy the ride, and we'll see you at Happy's Place. From starting to sweat. The men are the ones who's supposed to ask the women out. That hasn't been true for 30 years. I haven't dated in 30 years.
Happy's Place, Friday on NBC and Peacock.
So folks, just behind us are Little Europe sets. Little Europe is where many of our classic monster movies were filmed all those years ago. It's where the mob of angry villagers with their pitchforks and clubs would gather together looking for the monster. Get 'em. Yeah, so much history there in Little Europe, and that was a great story about the casting, one of those classic monster movies. Do you guys know that the studio's first choice to play Frankenstein's monster was actually Dracula?
I am Dracula.
Yes, he was. Yes, he is. Forever Dracula. That's Bela Lugosi. The actor became famous for playing Dracula in the movies. He was actually the studio's first choice to play Frankenstein's monster in the movie, but ultimately it didn't work out, and the part was eventually offered to a bit player here on the lot at the time. That guy right there on your screens, his name was Boris Karloff, and that movie Frankenstein, of course, turned Boris into a star. You can see why, he was good. Now, Bela and Boris, they went on to work together in quite a few films thereafter, but it was often Boris Karloff that would be the star of the film, and Bela, the supporting character. Now, Bela did go on to play the monster, Frankenstein's monster, in the movies many years later. In fact, there he is on your screens right there, in Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. And here's some more of those monsters, maniacs, and madmen of Universal Horror. All right, folks, I have some very good news, very exciting news. We just got a green light. We're going to take you inside one of our sound stages right now, stage 50. As we head inside, friendly reminder to remain seated. Hold on tight. We don't want to disturb anything inside here for continuity's sake. Alright, so as you can see, they dressed this stage as a subway station. You can see the train tracks over there to your left. There's a full-size subway train still in the tunnel. Whoa, whoa. Oh, just a little tremor. Oh! Alright folks, just write it out, hold on tight, write it out, it'll be over soon. Oh! It's the big one! Let's have an earthquake, the big one. So, we're just past the halfway mark here on the studio tour. Just want to remind everyone to remain seated during the entire tour. The studio is private property. If you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the red cord and remain seated. So Earthquake, the big one, that was has been a part of the studio tour since 1989. And it was inspired by Earthquake the movie, the disaster classic starring Charlton Heston, which came out over 50 years ago, back in 1974. But when it was released in theaters, it was a huge hit for Universal. But the following year, 1975, an even bigger hit movie came out from Universal. Well, folks, it is a short trip to New England. I want to welcome all of you to Amity Island. Yes, and no, disregard this help shark bulging eye nonsense. Don't worry about that. I just reopened the beach. You know why? Look. See, right there on the dock. They caught Jaws. Yes. My good friend George caught him earlier today. He's in the water right now. He's just making sure everything's safe for us. It's deep sea diving. So that's his boat out there. He's a police officer. What? Oh, he caught the wrong shark. Oh, we gotta warn George. George! No, George, it's a shark! Shark, get it right for you! No, George! No, no, no. Oh. Oh, no. No, 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 don't look. No, don't look. You don't want to see that. Poor George. All right, just stay calm. No, stay calm. We're gonna take you over here by these gasoline tanks where it's safe. George. No. Whoa, whoa, he's got the dock. He's still out there. Oh, that's my favorite part. Don't tell me you didn't see a big movie star here on the studio tour. Come on, let's give it up for Jaws. Yeah, that's a legend. We love you, Jaws. So that's actually a replica of Bruce over there in the water. Bruce was the mechanical shark from the production of Jaws. The hardest working shark in show business. He works here every single day. But he didn't always work. In fact, when they were filming Jaws on the Atlantic Ocean in 1974, he hardly worked at all, causing production delays. But it was worth the wait. When Jaws was released in theaters in the summer of 1975, it broke box office records and won 3 Academy Awards, and it launched the career of a little-known film director at the time by the name of Steven Spielberg. So you know, Steven actually directed one of his films in this area of the lot we're heading into right now. This is Old Mexico, one of our Western sets, some of the oldest sets on our backlog. So Steven directed scenes from Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull here. There's 4. Whoa. Did you guys hear that? Oh, it sounded like thunder. There it is again. Yes. It's, oh, no. What? Did you guys know it was going to rain today? Unreal. That is so bizarre. It's only raining on one side of the tree. You know what? No, we need this. Now, if you live here in Southern California, you know we don't normally get a lot of rain here, so this is good. But it is raining very hard. Wow. Now they say when it rains this hard, this fast, flash floods are a possibility. That's all right. We'll be fine. Usually you hear a little rumbling sound. Whoa! Whoa! Yes, folks, that is Oscar-nominated actor Paul Giamatti being wiped out by our flash flood weather effect. By the way, the very first special effect built for the studio tour, way back in 1968. Resides right there in Old Mexico, part of our Western sets. So some of our Western sets are so old they date back to the silent era film, where some of those iconic actors, cowboy actors, shot many of their Westerns there throughout the years. So folks, right now we're going to take you from the Wild Wild West to the suburbs. Yes. We're going to take you to our residential neighborhood sets. These are some very, very famous homes you guys are about to see, about to surround us right now. Beginning with Elm Street. So Elm Street is over here to your left. So you see that yellow house at the end of the block with the green rooftop? That was Boo Radley's house in the classic film To Kill a Mockingbird, starring Gregory Peck and the late Robert Duvall, who played Boo Radley. On your right-hand side, this White House over here, that was Mona's Chicken Ranch from the best little whorehouse in Texas, starring Dolly Parton. So that White House, great example, Chicken Ranch, great example of what we call a practical set. You film interior and exterior shots. As opposed to the facade, back of the Chicken Ranch, just the front and side of the building. There's nothing behind those windows, just curtains. Yeah. So this next neighborhood we're going to tour is called Colonial Street. Arguably one of the most recognizable streets in the world. And that's because so many famous TV families used to live here on Colonial Street throughout the years. Beginning with the Munsters, Lily and Herman, well, they lived in the Purple House, coming up here on your left. Yes, the Cleavers of Leave It to Beaver. Yeah, they lived in the White House across the street. The blue front door on your right. And that's actually where Ted and his family currently live, the Ted series. A Yellow House on your left, that's where the Hardy Boys used to live, solving all those mysteries. And of course, many of you might recognize Colonial Street as Wisteria Lane from ABC's Desperate Housewives.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighbor.
So many classic TV shows filmed here. Of course, these sets are still being used for current television productions, brand new television shows as well, like The Burbs series that you can stream on Peacock right now. It stars Keke Palmer.
Welcome to Ashfield Place, the safest town in America. So, what's the deal with that Victorian house? There have been whispers of murder. Which one of us is the murderer? So are we gonna go in?
Do white ladies love salads? Hell yeah, we're going in.
So, you know, a lot of movies have filmed here on Colonial Street as well, including the Tom Hanks movie, The Burbs, which filmed here back in 1989. That series, of course, based on that film.
Thank you for stopping by.
Another movie that filmed on Colonial Street was Casper, a film starring Christina Ricci and Bill Pullman, produced by Amblin Entertainment. That's Steven Spielberg's production company. Steven has such a long history with Universal, a history that goes all the way back to his high school days.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days, there weren't trams, there were buses called the Gray Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. This was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom. And when everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until I'm sure the bus left. And then I had the entire lot to myself that day. And in those days, movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Today they're made all over the world, on locations, but most of it was focused in those days, in the 60s, on the film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage. And I really felt, in my own young way, I owned the lot and had the most amazing day of my life.
Young Steven sneaking onto the lot. I love that story. So, folks, it all worked out for him. Now he has a street named after him here on the back lot. So, folks, we're turning on to Janet Leigh Drive right now, where, yes, you are seeing a whole bunch of very famous picture cars. Over the years, we've amassed quite a collection. And, yes, you're seeing some classic cars here. Some of our Fast and Furious picture cars to your left. We even have Bumblebee from Transformers on your left. So, folks, I mentioned that we turned on a Janet Leigh Drive because just around this corner are the sets from one of her most memorable movies, The Bates Motel and the Psycho House from Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho.
So please, happy Wednesday.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Yes, that house up there on the hill, that is the original house from the 1960 film. And when Psycho was released in theaters that year, that was groundbreaking, featuring an all-string score by composer Bernard Herrmann, and of course that unforgettable shower scene with Janet Leigh, featuring one of the most famous pieces of music in movie history. That shower scene took 78 different shots to film. Psycho also was groundbreaking in its use of a toilet. You see, it was the very first insisted on having that scene. At the end of our tour, we will be returning to the theme park shortly. Remember to pull the emergency cord if you need any assistance. Remain seated on the tram at all times. Alfred Hitchcock, Steven Spielberg, they are generation-defining directors. Now there's a whole new generation, filmmakers making their mark in the industry. And one of them is Academy Award-winning writer-director Jordan Peele. In just a moment, we're going to take you to Jupiter sets from Jordan's latest film, Nope.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sheriff. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? What? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star So experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. In the center of the UFO hotspot. Welcome to the world of no.
We got the power back. I think we're gonna take that advice and get out. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. I was gonna let that one sit with you for a while, but he got it. He got it. Yes. So Get Out, that was the film that Jordan Peele won an Oscar for, Best Original Screenplay. Jordan, no stranger to the Universal lot. He shot 2 of his films here, Us and Nope. And director Christopher Nolan, also no stranger to the lot. In fact, he shot 2 of his films in this area over here to your right. It's our Falls Lake area. When it's not a parking lot for our trucks, it's a man-made lake. And it's where Nolan shot scenes from Dunkirk and Inception. It's also where director Clint Eastwood shot the scene for his film Sully, Tom Hanks, where it doubled as the Hudson River. They brought an actual US Airways Airbus to Falls Lake to shoot the scene, and of course the New York City, New Jersey skyline you see in the background, these shots, it's all added in post-production using CGI. Well folks, I cannot believe it. We have reached the end of our Hollywood adventure. And on behalf of myself and our driver Aiden, let's give Aiden a big round of applause for driving us on the lot today. Thank you, Aiden, and everyone else here at Universal Studios. We want to thank all of you for taking the tour today. We hope you had a lot of fun. Now, for over 110 years, Universal has been thrilling audiences all over the world. Our founder, Carl Laemmle, had a vision: make movies and make audiences laugh, cry, sit on the edge of their seats. He understood the power of storytelling and excitement, but going behind the scenes can inspire. And we hope you've been inspired by your trip to the tour today, too. To our past members, we want to thank you so much for coming back and visiting us again. If you're not a past member, visit the Universal box office where you can upgrade to an annual pass. Come back again. Plan to come back this April and May for Universal Fan Fest nights. Don't miss Scooby-Doo Meets the Universal Monsters, a live-action episode that comes to life at Universal Fan Fest nights.
Okay, trivia players, what is Shaggy's catchphrase?
It's Soyce!
There they are!
The Mystery Machine. Universal Fan Fest nights at Universal Studios Hollywood.
All right, folks. Yes. So that was Scooby-Doo and the Universal Monsters. Join Scooby-Doo and the gang, explore the backlot, interact with the mayhem, and help solve the chaotic case. Only at Universal Fan Fest night, select nights from April 23rd to May 16th. Well, folks, it was a pleasure having you on board. As we say in the business, that is a wrap. Enjoy the rest of your evening here at Universal Studios Hollywood. We'll see you in the movies. Thank you. Have a great night, folks.
What do you mean? Ready? Ooh. From Universal? You're asking me if I ever watch a show like Ted or The Burbs. Tired. Thank you, little Richie. Damn, bro. Studio tour always knocks me out. Makes me super drunk. Super drowsy, bros. And a drowsy for some reason, bro. Whether it's hot, whether it's cold, raining, not raining, it always puts me in a drowsy state. We go get water, bro.
When I open my mouth,
We're down to the last chocolate donut. Who's brought some chocolate donuts?
You know who I thought I saw, but I could be wrong? The kid that says, "Here comes the boom, double chocolatey chip." I think I saw him. He was leaving the park though. I was going in and I saw him. Oh shoot. Looked like him. I don't know his name. So tired, bro. Might just call it, I'm gonna be honest. Cool. 1 hour of stream, not bad. Either way, I'm coming back tomorrow. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, I don't watch none of his videos and stuff like that. He comes out with his dad, his mom, and his brother. They got viral for that, but I'm just like, I'll pass, bro. I was gonna ask him, like, hey, are you the kid? But I didn't ask. I was like, I should have asked. And then if he would have said, yeah, I would have, took a picture, but I don't know. It's super drowsy, bro. Love the tour, but I'd rather do it in the morning. just because of that. Start getting super drowsy, bro. We'll chill for a bit. I'm busy today at work. This past month, been super busy at work. So when I get out, I got a double time to get over here. If I don't stream, it's because it's super packed. But if I do stream, you know, I made it, but I'm burnt, like super burnt. Oh man. Still thinking about what's up, Luis? Happy Wednesday. Hopefully it works. Oh nah, definitely. You know, it will give me time. Look, that looks like the dad, cause it had Here Comes the Boom. Oh, it is him. Look, they are. Look, that's them. Here Comes the Boom. Look, that's the dad, and then that's the sister. Look, they're taking pictures with them. That's his sister, and the son left. The son left already, and I knew it was them. Told you guys. That's the guy that a chocolate chip. Here comes the boom, boom. They're not, Jared. Their content's different. Pretty cool peeps, though. Yeah, that was them. Yeah, they're like they will go a lot to Costco and they'll buy the chocolate chip cookie. What up, Daniel? And they will say their catchphrase. Here comes the boom, double chocolate chip, double something down the line, right? They got invited to WWE. Like they're well known. They're well known. I just don't follow them like that, like up to date and stuff like that. I don't. Let's go, Daniel Storm. Hell yeah. I knew I saw them. I saw the son and the mom. They were leaving. They left a long time ago. And then that was the dad and the daughter. Huh. I didn't know he had a daughter. That's cool. Here comes the boom, boom. What else? I'm still thinking about that giveaway. That would be crazy though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be lying. That would be crazy. Yeah. Going back to the giveaway, I still have it. I'm still thinking on what to do on that giveaway. Give me time, guys. Give me time. There's a lot of things right now on my plate. that I gotta take care of first. Saturday I'll be here in the morning. I'm not gonna work. I'm gonna have a day off from work. I've been working every Saturday, so this Saturday I'm not gonna work. So I'll be here in the morning, first thing in the morning, swim for 2 hours and then dip out, just because of the heat. But Sunday too. Next Saturday I will stream. Sunday I won't, because I'm going to paintball. What else? What else I got going on? I am excited for FanFest though. Hell yeah, Journeys. It's always a pleasure to run into you, brother. You, Yoshi, Daniel, Justin. It's always a pleasure to run into you guys. So if you guys are still don't know the, oh my god, what is it, the toy that I'm doing the giveaway. There's a little star that goes on your shoulder. It's a magnet. Yes sir, Jared. Yes sir, lucky. And all of you guys are lucky. Even if I were to, I would have made it. Even if I were to go home early, I would have made it, but I can't do that. But it is something cool to have on your channel, you know, as one of the first ones to have that. That's pretty cool. I am, Journeys. I'll be there first day. Let's go, Jaden. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna be here all the nights, FanFest for sure, which is pretty cool. I'll be here all the nights. I'll be doing all the what do you say? Like maces? I'll do all of them. Definitely, Jared. I agree. It was so random too though. I was surprised that they did that. I was really hoping that they were gonna do it the next day. Just the next day one last time. For the people that couldn't make it. But it turned out it didn't. Kind of like, kind of sucked. I saw a little bit from your video. I didn't want to see the whole thing. But I did see a little bit of it from your video. When you were live. Yeah, I feel you. Like the other people that stream, they were able to come with no issue because they live off of, they get income from that, you know? Other people like us, we have to work. YouTube doesn't pay us that like that, you know. Cause I guarantee you, if we were making bank like them, I would have definitely been here. I would have rushed over. I was gonna go to Mario Kart racing, but I was like, nah, it's packed. I was passing by, like, I'm good. It's packed. For sure, for sure. So it's not a walkthrough then. You don't go inside the tent. It would have been nice if you could actually go inside the tent, but you cannot, right? Some ice cream for this heat, definitely worth it. That's what I'm saying, Jay. That's what I'm saying, bro. Definitely gonna check it out for sure. Hell yeah. Thank you. Oh man. So guys, make sure to tune in because we will be doing a giveaway. Just not sure when exactly because I have a couple things going on right now. But once I'm free, I'll definitely think about of the giveaway. And then again, if you are one of the winners, I could either ship it to you, but you will have to give me your address, or we could meet up at the park and I'll give it to you. Hell yeah. I got insight on that. One of my friends is actually gonna work on building or decorating Waterworld. He was telling me that his company got hired to go build the stuff inside Waterworld, which is pretty cool. I know that's what I told him. I was like, no way. He didn't even know. He didn't know that it was going to be One Piece. He said they just told us to go to Waterworld and we're going to go decorate something for FF something. And I was like, oh, Fan Fest. And you're going to be decorating One Piece. You're going to be decorating the flags. Most likely a ship, you know? Something, right? And he's like, no way. I was like, yup. Was it last? Yeah, because his company does for 𝐤𝐤𝐤 too. They hire that company, and he comes and sets up for 𝐤𝐤𝐤. So I already knew like Quiet Place because he was in that maze a lot in Quiet Place. which is pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna ask him a gang of questions for sure. I'm gonna ask him like, what is being decorated? Are they really using the ship, or are they gonna use one of their vehicles and then just put a flag on top of it or something? You know, I'm gonna ask him all those questions. Oh, man. Other than that, we're pretty much gonna call it, guys. I'm super tired. We will be back tomorrow. Hopefully we bump into Daniel and say what's up to Daniel if we do see him. With that being said, thank you guys for the likes, the shares. Thank you, Jared. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of the night with your friends and family. Peace. What's up, Faith? Little Richie. Catch you guys on the flip side. My bad, boys. Jaden, peace. Journeys, Daniel. Catch you guys. You should get it, Faith. It's worth it, bro. Especially right now that that deal that they have. If you get the platinum, they add 3 more months extra. That's all worth it, bro. Don't sleep on that promotion. And you get 1 day free admission to Halloween Horror Nights. You get discounts on food, merch, accessories, drinks. It's worth it. Free parking too. No blackout date. Yep. That's what I'm saying. Faith, get it, bro. Don't sleep on it. Because once that promotion's gone, it's chalk. It sucks for me because I didn't get it. Is that? Oh no, I'm about to say that looks like Yoshi, but no, it's not. But yeah, don't sleep on it. Yeah, you should. But alright then, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Peace. Yeah, Faith. Trust, watch, call and ask if they still have that 3 months extra going on. And if they say yeah, take advantage of it. You're welcome, Faith. Have a good one. Peace.